All right, I think we are live. Let's just wait a little bit longer till 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then I will begin the weekly trade review. Woohoo! Let's see if everything is going good. If everything is going as planned. Cool. We are live. Just gonna wait a little bit longer until I begin. This time I have a little bit more figured out. I have the chat over here, so I can respond without switching too many screens. Last time I was still kind of learning how the whole live stream worked. All right, it is 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the time I usually want to begin these. I know the last two live streams were a little delayed. I had technical issues. I was working on the post. You know how it goes when you start something new. Anyway, it is looking good now. Where do I want to begin? Like always, guys, I'm gonna have a Q&A session at the end of the video, but if you have any questions along the way, just feel free to write in the chat box, and I'll work you in as there's time. I like to make these as quick as possible, so I won't stay on any topic too long. You can always write me or leave a comment below, and we could always dive into any specific topic way more in a future video or even just on a private chat. Cool, so let's begin. First thing I want to talk about, a little bit of housekeeping, is, guys, this is the last week right now. It is March 25th, and next week, on Sunday, it's going to be March 31st, and that's when the new course launches. And this is going to be big. This has been it's been many months in the making, but we've been talking about it for just about a month now, since the beginning of March. So I don't want you guys to miss this day, because it's going to be, it's going to be your chance to get access to the whole entire course for only $1, and it's only the first 100 people. So let me actually move over my screen right now so you see a little bit more what I'm talking about. If you have not been over to this website yet, check it out. Become a consistently profitable crypto trader. The whole entire course, we're way over 50 plus videos already. I originally had 47 planned, and then I wanted to add more throughout the year, but it's going way faster than I was expecting, or there's just been so much more I wanted to talk about. So I split up a few more videos and added some more topics, and it's going to be, just a lot of exciting stuff. This whole course is based on real trades and reviews that I've done. Everything, all my trading is documented live, and you guys can see all of that at crypto.enslow.com. But this is going to be a new course on profitablecryptotrader.com, and you get access to all the videos. You get lifetime access to everything. You get my exact strategy, when to enter, when to exit a trade. You get huge emotional support from me, myself, and you get access to our private Discord chat group, which is going to be a community that we've already started building. And it's just going to be a lot of feedback and a lot of growth opportunity. And I want to give it away for the first 100 people for only $1. And this starts March 31st. That's when it's going to be available to get access to. So enough of that. I just wanted to let you guys know this is the last week to kind of get on the wait list. If you guys join this this form, I'm going to be emailing you personally that day to be like, you got to get it. This is the time. It's only $1. I mean, there's zero risk. Worst case, you don't use it. Best case, you use it right away. Maybe you don't have time for it right now, but if you get access to it right now, you have a lifetime access. So, maybe in the month from now, you'll want to do it, or maybe a year from now. Right now, we are in a bear market, and it's the best time to learn a new skill. So definitely check that out. Cool. Let's dive into the good stuff. Let's dive into the trading review. I'm super excited. Let me have a sip of water. This was a very slow week for me. I was so busy making videos for this course and running the company and a plethora of other things, so I wasn't really trading much. I made one good trade this week, And the rest of the week I didn't really trade, except one other day where I was just maybe made a few scratches, but I ended that day like negative $17 or something like that. It didn't really matter. That is why I want to talk about something called the 80-20 rule. I'm sure most of you guys have heard it already. If not, just give it a quick Google. But I've been learning a lot more about 80-20 in regards to trading. And like you guys know, I have a huge chart pattern library where I document each and every one of my trades based on the chart pattern that that made that a trade for me. So why did I enter this trade? Based on these patterns. And I document that. So over time, I have built a nice library of all my trades. And I have actually found that I've traded about 30 to 40 different chart patterns, and only 2 to 3 of those are actually the ones that are making me bringing most of my returns. I want to have a whole video talking about this a little bit more and really dive into that trading or my chart patterns and all that fun stuff. But in this video, I'm going to focus on how the 80-20 rule applied to the last 5 trades that I made this week, and how I could have been a bit more proactive regarding this rule, and really improved I would say, my returns and my profitability with much less effort. So I'll dive into that a little bit with my trades that I made this week. So getting started, top trades. Yeah, so I guess that's basically it for the housekeeping and a little bit of overview. After we talk about the trades, I'm going to review the BTC chart a little bit. I'm going to also review the altcoin chart a little bit. And then I want to finish it up, like I said before, with a little Q&A session. I hope I'm not talking too fast. There's just a lot to discuss, and I don't want to take up too much of anyone's time. So let's start with the the trade journal overview of the week. You can see here on Thursday is really when I started to trade. I didn't trade any other day except Friday. 4 trades, they were all scratches. And then on Friday, I cleaned up very nicely with a 200 profit trade. This was about I think a 1.8% gainer. So yeah, nothing too crazy. The week total was $186 from day trading, no swing trades, no investment trades that were closed. And yeah, the weekly average moved down just a little bit, but it's fine. A slow week like this is, I didn't lose any money. That's always number one, the most important thing. And yeah, I can't complain about making 186 bucks with really little to no effort. Anyway, this is the chart. I know this chart looks a little different. This is all of 2019 only. So actually I kept the other charts here so you guys can see the difference. Right now we're launching a new trade journal. It's version 2 and it is badass. There is no more, writing -1 for an open trade or something like that. It's all drop down and it is sweet. Let me show you guys a little bit more here. Day trades, you can see that, if I have a planned trade, I can talk about that. I could say, let's say I want, 180 Litecoin, and I get, and the fees are, let's say 0. The entry is, let's say 50 bucks, and then my exit is at 55 bucks, right? And here you can see all the calculations get made for you. You know your position size, your return, your P&L, and once you close out this trade, your statistics will all change, so you know how that will affect all your trading. So throughout time, you'll build a very nice statistic library where you can figure out which trades work for you. You can also add your chart patterns here, which you see all the statistics of. So this is pretty cool. It's brand new. And if you just go to tradejournal.co, like you see in the description below, you can get access to all this stuff. It's all free. So pretty sweet. Yeah, it's really exciting, and I'm going to make a whole entire series on how to use this, so don't get stressed out if it looks really complicated. But that's a little bit why why we have a new chart, and this only goes back to 2019 because I'm slowly moving over all my trades to this new sheet. And you can probably kind of see the resemblance of this chart compared to the old chart if you basically just cut it off right around this before the second dip. So the chart basically starts here on this new one. You can see this dip down here, this plateau, again, spike up and a little plateau. That's right here, first plateau. So we're looking basically zoomed in section of this. And yeah, here again, you have all the links down below. So you can always dive more into each and every one of those things. Cool. So yeah, now you see the overall trend is obviously up. Things are good. We're consistently profitable. So let me talk about the trades that I made this week. In total, I made 5 trades. I would say 4 of them were scratches and should have never happened. I was making videos. I was really busy on other things, but I saw some market activity and I wanted to kind of day trade it. Unfortunately, especially I wanted to day trade before the fees kicked in on Coinbase, which happened on the 22nd, I believe, which was Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I got in some trades. I was able to increase my my 30-day trailing average volume on Coinbase, which was really nice. So my fees go down a little bit. Anyway, the one trade I really want to talk about, and it's the main one I'm going to review today, is this day trade that I made on, I think it was Friday. It was the last trade I made of the week. And let me quickly go back to chart now, weekly. Yeah, it was the last trade I made on the 22nd on Friday. So this was a support line bounce, which actually is very close to a double bottom, especially this exact style that I traded. And you can see here that it was a 1.83% gain, and my position sizes have increased. I'm over $10,000 now, so that return was a bit nicer, and I was able to score, you know, a quick $200 off of this trade, which happened actually overnight. So I entered it right before I went to bed, and then I set a limit order to get out. And when I was sleeping overnight, I got out of this trade, and it was beautiful. I did all this basically with zero work, and I think that's what makes the trade even better. It's something I could talk about all the time, and I have a very busy schedule. I run multiple online businesses. I'm always traveling. I mean, there's so many different projects I'm working on, and trading, to me, I like to fit my lifestyle. And a lot of people say they're too busy trading, and honestly, if you know what you look for, there's no such thing as being too busy for trading, because it doesn't require a lot of time. What requires a lot of time is to maybe document and make these videos, but other than that, anybody could look in the market, find these patterns that I talk about all the time, place limit orders, and make some real nice side income or grow an investment nest egg. So that's what I'm trying to teach here, how to do that consistently. And you can see that these trades were a little messy, and these were the 4 trades. Basically, I was looking for a breakout here because this looked like a potential for stair. We were holding our highs really nicely, but we didn't get that breakout. And after we didn't get that breakout, especially when we cracked this little mini support level, I got out of this trade, thankfully. Because we kept going down. Again, I entered here with this green arrow, and I should have got out here for a quick, clean $100, but I was looking for a bit more of a second move to the upside, and then I got out of this trade for, I don't know, it was like -$3 or something like that. And then again, I bought on this support line. I did get out here. I made like quick $70, and then here again, like it was a small win or loss. I'm not really sure. Overall, just a bunch of scratches. And if I just played this very simply and had maybe one support line bounce here, it would have been amazing. And maybe not here, but right around here where we have a kind of a confirmation, this would have been a great entry. But let me talk a little bit more about this trade and why it was so clean, and why I actually put a limit order right here, or I got into the trade right around here. So what happened was we tested this support line, which is a support line that goes a little further out than usual. And so it's on the daily. Right now we're zoomed in on the 5-minute. This is a 5-minute chart, and this is a longer support line. So this support line goes way back, and near the end of this video, we're gonna I'll show you guys the support line on the live chart. But yeah, we dipped down here, bounced off the support line, and we had some huge support come in here, which is a really good bullish sign. Again, we then formed this kind of high right here, and that's when I created a line that was generally in this area to this line, and I extended it out, and then I copied and pasted that line and moved it down to the bottom of this. So what happened was we were coming back here, and now I had this line drew, 2 lines drawn, right? I had this general support line and this trend line that moved up, and we were kind of forming an ascending channel pattern, which is one of the patterns I talk about all the time. It's actually a bearish pattern, so the market goes down, but you typically find 3 to 4 bounces near the top of this ascending channel. And so I was kind of looking to scalp inside of that with 2 confirmations, actually more or less 3. So we had the trend line confirmation with this dotted line. We had a support line confirmation that we came in over here and over here. And then I didn't enter this trade. So number 3, I didn't enter the trade until we bounced back off the line. So that was so that was the third confirmation. I didn't enter the trade on any of these red candles. I entered it on the green candles moving up, because that means we have that support. This support line and the trend line were confirmed support, and that is when I entered the trade. Again, I remember watching it right in here, but then it was getting close to when I wanted to go to bed and I didn't want to watch the market, so I placed a limit order that was fairly conservative, just about the length of this leg, and I got out. So pretty amazing move. Also, you can see here near the 59 level, we had a lot of potential resistance, so I wanted to get out before that area. Especially because I'm sleeping, I want to play it extra cautious. So yeah, extremely amazing move. Now think about it. How do we apply the 80-20 rule to this? Well, if you guys don't know what the 80-20 rule is, it's basically that there is, let's say you're a store and you sell 100 products. The 80-20 rule basically says that 20% of those products, so 20 of those products result in 80% of your profit. And this is something that a lot of companies actually look at and utilize to make their stores more efficient. This is something you see throughout nature, the 80-20 rule, and there's many books about it, so it's a really interesting thing. And what I wanted to do is apply it to my trading. As you can see here, I've made 5 trades, and the first 4 trades were just pure nonsense and didn't really need to happen. And then one of my trades was where I made all my money this week, and that is exactly 80-20. So 20% of my trades, which sounds kind of weird because yeah, 1/5 is 2/10, so 80-20. So 20% of my trades, which was this trade, was 80% of my profits. And actually in this regard, it was way more of my profits. So that's an interesting thing to think about. And what I want to do in a later video or at another time is dive into my whole entire chart pattern library and try to apply the 80-20 rule and see what we can find. I think it will be a really interesting video to make. So I want to do that in the future. In this video, I don't have time because I have to do a little bit of pre-planning ahead of time. So sweet, that's really what I want to review this trade. And yeah, let's move on. So the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to review a bit of the BTC chart, Bitcoin, and then we're going to review altcoins. I'm going to probably just review Ethereum and Litecoin because those are the 2 that I often trade the most, since I like to have very liquid stocks. And what I mean by liquid is the market cap is big enough and the volume is high enough to where I can enter and exit with a 10,000 plus position without really affecting the market. There's plenty of other interesting coins out there that I just don't trade because sometimes my order will influence the market too much. But with Bitcoin or Litecoin, you see sometimes a $100,000 order get eaten up like it doesn't exist. So that is what I want to be trading. All right, let's review the chart. So coming over here to Litecoin, here's actually the trade I was talking about. Actually, wait, that's not true. Here is the trade I was talking about. You can see this is the 15-minute chart right now. We had a nice little bounce off the support level, and then I sold it right into here. Unfortunately, I did not hold on to this because look at all the profit that I missed out on, 3.3%. So I mean, nothing huge, but you know, still, but I would have been probably a little restless knowing that I didn't have a limit order to get out of that trade. So I will never complain about taking profits. So let's start with BTC USD shorts, which is something I always like to talk about. If you've seen any of these videos, you probably already know. I always start with this one, but it kind of gives me a good idea of what the general market, or not even really the general market, but what shorts have on Bitcoin. Where's the short interest? And remember, this is only Bitfinex, so this is just a very small segment of the market. It is one of the higher traded exchanges, so I do put a little bit of value on it. But again, this is just one exchange, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, we had huge support in this area and usually a lot of resistance in this area. And this is when typically the shorts will cover and we have a bit of a market reversal for either side. So let me actually pull up the Coinbase chart right now. I think that was it. Sweet, yeah, so you can see here when the shorts are really high, it's actually oftentimes a good time to buy. And that is, oh, I had that in reverse. When the shorts are very low, there's not too much short interest. It means there's a lot more room for shorts to pile up their position and move the market lower. And that is exactly what happened here. And again, where all these flags are. So it is kind of what I use as a very loose indicator of kind of what the market and the general trend might be. But yeah, cool. So play around with this chart, see if you guys see any trends, and let me know what you guys think. I typically don't use this on anything besides the daily view because it gets extremely messy otherwise. And to me, it's more of just something like I like to have in the back of my mind, but I don't really base any trades off of this one. Cool. So now we're on the BTC USD chart. This is on Coinbase. And let's see kind of what's going on here. Right now, we've been hitting some really major highs in Bitcoin. We had a pretty nice little run up here and a very consistent upwards momentum. And it seems like right around this area, this 4,000 area, we consistently have a lot of resistance coming in. So I've actually found that this line right here is kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and move this line over a little bit and kind of identify that this is a huge resistance zone. And this resistance zone was originally a support zone. You can see that when we had that massive crash, this is when we bounced off of these levels. And again, this became our new resistance zone. And every time we try to break out of this, we didn't have enough volume. And if you ever break out of a support or resistance line and there's not enough volume, it typically means it's a fake out. And that's exactly what we had here. And again, now we weren't able to break out of from this level. So something to consider is we might be seeing a potential reversal coming up. We might have topped out for a short term, and we might see a general downtrend now that we have been pushed down from these levels twice, especially because this time we came in with even smaller amount of volume. So I'm not really looking to get too aggressive right now. This is looking a little dangerous for any long positions. And it's very simple. I mean, these technicals are not fancy, and basically it just boils down to the fact that I don't believe that we have enough bullish momentum to continue to break through these limits. I might be entirely wrong, but that's just how I feel right now, and I feel like there's too much risk to enter a long position with a lot of confidence. So that's a bit how I feel. Let's actually go in a little bit more to the 4-hour. And there's a few price levels here that I really, really like. First of all, the $3,700 level is something I talk about consistently. So if we approach this level, I would be definitely taking some long positions. But another one I'm looking at right now is this $3,900 level. And this is something that we've consistently been bouncing off of. And I'm going to stretch it out just a little further over here because I think we might retest this level really soon and probably have another bounce. I'm not sure if it's going to be a bounce for a real reversal or if it's just going to be a temporary bounce and then we finally end up crashing below it. But I'm going to keep that in mind, this 4,000 level, 4,040 maybe, and this 3,920 level roughly. It seems like these are really important trading zones, and I'm just going to keep an eye out on these levels. So moving over to Ethereum on the 4-hour, again, these are really important, I would say, resistance levels that I have found and support levels I have found again. So I like to map these out to give me a little bit of a framework to make my trading decisions off of. And what I found is really interesting is in between these two levels, we are starting to form a somewhat of an ascending triangle, which is, ascending channel, sorry guys, which is actually a bearish pattern. And it's actually one of my favorite patterns to short. What I usually do when I short this pattern is get in near a second or third or even a fourth touch of this trend line up here. Here you can see we had a really nice fake out too, which is another bearish indicator. And then we came back down here, we touched this support line, we bounced off of this support trend line again. And what often happens with these ascending channels is we'll break down from them and then we'll kind of come right back up. So we break down and then bounce right up again. I wonder, you know what I've actually never done is use this drawing tool. Let me see if I could. Cool. Okay, I'm going to do this. So what happens is a lot is we'll break down from this, and then we don't completely break down right away, but what we'll do is retest this limit and kind of play around here for just a little bit and kind of retest this trend line, because this support trend line is now a new resistance trend line. And what will happen is we'll have a little bit of confirmation that this is going to break down, and then we kind of just move to the downside from there. So this might actually be a great time to enter a short position as we have a confirmation of a breakdown, and then we come and retest this for another confirmation. So this will be something really interesting to look at. And right now, again, I'm not looking to take any long positions. What could happen though is we might actually hold our highs, and that would be a very bullish indicator. Sometimes you break down here, but you don't fully crash, and you kind of hold your highs. That would actually be a good time to get into a long position. But right now, the market is relatively high, and I'm not going to be really looking to get into any long swing trades, unfortunately, because I really want to be doing more swing trading. But right now, I don't mind at all. I mean, the market has been going down for the last year plus, and my account is up very nicely. So there is nothing wrong with a market that keeps going down. You can make just as much money. You just have to be a bit more cautious, and unfortunately you can't do as many maybe swing trades as you would like, because there's just too much market risk and long-term downside movement. So the trend is your friend when it comes to trading, and if the market is going down, I'm not going to be opening up too many investment trades. I'm not going to open up too many swing trades, but I'm going to be day trading the heck out of it, and that's what I've been doing. It's been a lot of fun day trading this market. Let's go over to Litecoin quickly. Look who. Hello. Heiko from the South Florida Fishing Channel tuned in. Very cool. I know it's really early over there for Eastern Standard Time people, even though that is where I usually am. But I wanted to get this out kind of before 9 o'clock, because a lot of people got to go to work and do other things. So it's better to have this video out, let you guys ask any questions. And if you have any questions and you know you're not going to be here during the video, you can always ask me ahead of time, and I'll love to throw in, especially some chart analysis during the video without you having to ask me when it's live. Cool. So this is Litecoin, and this is the puppy that I am trading day and night. I love trading Litecoin. To me, it's just, I don't know, it's phenomenal. Oh God, I'm still on this little pen thing. The reason I like trading Litecoin is because it moves very similar to the other coins, but there's a lot more volume and volatility with Litecoin. Oftentimes what I see is Bitcoin might be up 1 or 2%, and Litecoin is up or down 3 to 6%. So almost whatever Bitcoin does, Litecoin does double. And as a trader, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for volatility, because a 1% move isn't that big. I'm looking for a 6% move, and then to take my 2% profits somewhere along the way in a very predictable pattern. So this is actually the pattern, a trade I did last night, and it was really cool. It was, oh, I still got this pen thing out. This is crazy. Let's see here. Can we just unclick it? I'm not even really sure. Here we go. So this one is, again, this was a double bottom trade. We hit a huge support level here, and again, we kind of hit it here, and the volume was dying out a little bit. So I was pretty confident that we might have a bit of a reversal on our hands. I was also able to map out a bit of a ascending channel again. So all I did was, after we broke down here and we didn't continue the breakdown, it was a big confirmation to enter the trade. So into this green candle, I entered the trade, and right around here, I sold again. This happened overnight while I was sleeping. See, I'm not like a crazy person that looks at the market 24/7. I just identify these key support and resistance levels, and I'm able to make my consistent returns. And actually, if you come over here to the day trade, you can see this one right here. It was 1.5%, a $140 P&L. Unfortunately, the Coinbase fees are coming in hot, and it's a little scary. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in the next video, and I talked a lot about it in the last video, so I won't talk too much about the Coinbase fees, but they are no fun. All right, where are we? What were we just talking about? Cool. So actually, what's really neat about this chart pattern is you'll actually see again, like I said, it's an ascending channel short. And what we had here is just like I said with the other pattern, we broke out of it. We retested this level, we kissed this trend line, and now we're breaking down from it. So it's going to be really interesting how hard we can break down, and if we're going to hold our highs in this area. If we hold our highs, it's going to be a very, very big bullish indicator. But if we continue breaking down, we might have a further bear trend on our hands. What I actually have right now is a limit order open right around this $57 level, because I think we might have a small bounce off this and maybe a reversal, but if not a reversal, probably a pretty safe 1 to 2% bounce. So I'll be keeping an eye on this, but you want to trade these things a little scared, because if a support line cracks, it can crack really hard, and when that happens, we might have a massive red day. So these support line bounces, you want to be careful, and you want to only get into them when the trend is going your direction. Otherwise, you might be catching a falling knife, and you can lose a lot of money like that. So watch out trading support lines. I'm not saying, just go and blindly do it. There's definitely a strategy behind it. But when the trend is going in your direction, support lines can be a great time to get into a trade at a more conservative point. Cool. So that's, I think, everything I want to talk about with the charts. If you guys want me to review any specific patterns, just let me know during the week sometime. And on this weekly trade review, I'll talk about it. And also in the Discord chat, I talk about it almost every day, especially if you have any questions. So that's the best thing to do. Let's see if there's anything else we want to talk about. I think there is one more thing. First, well, there's a finishing up Q&A session. And while you guys throw me any questions you might have, I do want to talk about if you want to learn more how to become a consistently profitable trader. Well, profitablecryptotrader.com, we're about to launch the course. First 100 people are going to get access to it. So that's the biggest thing I would say. So just come here, click on March 31st, new course, or just go to profitablecryptotrader.com. Guys, there is 7 more days until we launch this course, and we're never going to do a promo like this again. First 100 students get access for only $1. It's huge. We do it for all new courses that we launch, but this is the course that I actually made myself, and there's already over 50 videos. So this is huge. I mean, you get access to just a bunch of resources. You also get access to the private Discord chat, and lifetime access to everything. So there's really no risk if you end up not trading or whatever. I don't know. I can't even speak about like the value here. So something else though, that if you don't want to wait, or if you want to see everything in real time, if you want to see all my live documented trades, just come over here and you can get access to my average 5 watch lists per week. I make 5 watch lists, one on Monday till Friday typically. Sometimes I'll throw in like 6 or 7 if I'm trading all weekend, but typically you can guarantee 5. You get access to all my real-time documented trades, like the one I showed you today where you saw the chart and the journal entry and then a few other things. You get access to that. You get access to the chart pattern library, guys, which is really cool. I have all my statistics out there on my top winning trades, so you can see my best long and best short patterns. So that's really cool. And my investment portfolio, which I gotta admit is pretty scrawny right now. I have not been opening up too many investment trades like I talked about in this video, because the market generally is going down and I like to buy things that are going up. So my investment portfolio is pretty small right now, but I would say in the next few months, we're gonna start piling up on that. So yeah, guys, again, just go to crypto.enzo.com. And it's only 27 bucks a month, so I find it a pretty good deal. You could always cancel at any time, but I think you'll really benefit from this, and there's just a lot to learn. So if you're interested in learning more about trading, check this out. Shoot me any questions in the comments below, and feel free to email me at any time. My email is alex@enzlo.com. I check it pretty often, even though I usually only respond once a day, because there's just too much stuff to do in the day. So yeah, you can also go over here and leave any comments below. So I think that's everything for this video, and I don't want to take up too much of your time anymore. We're at 33 minutes. I like to keep it under half an hour, a little over, so we hit the range perfectly. Yeah, that is everything for this video. I completely forgot how to stop the recording, so you're gonna have to watch me try to figure that out, I suppose. I'm sure it's not too hard. Just got to come over here and go to broadcast. Let's see. All right, guys, that is it. And have a great week trading, everyone. And if you're already in the Discord chat, I will see you in there. Ciao, ciao, guys.